free to do something. But then there's take that against the negative, the opposite situation of a conspiracy to defraud democracy. A conspiracy to defraud democracy. Last night I was watching CNN, and a gentleman who is German has written a book, Ndugu, which I think we should look for and read. And Adams, please, I want to challenge you to look at that book and make a critique of it. The title of the book is Democratic Capitalism by one Wolf. And this morning, listening to BBC and the Director General of the World Health Organization, she was a Nigerian lady, very capable, and been asked, what do you say to the fact that globalization has died? And she said, allow me to differ with you. It hasn't. Of course, we are seeing it, like in the case of Europe, nationalism, European nationalism, and in the case of Donald Trump's America that time, America first, and but NAFTA arrangements, which is Mexico, America, and I think Brazil, or is it Brazil, the NAFTA arrangements out there, Mexico, America, Canada, thank you, is still in place. And we have in our region, of course, the building blocks towards African unity, the Abuja Declaration, if you remember, if some of you have looked at that, and therefore the fact that we are strengthening regional integration as within East African community, that's why we're seeing the East African national anthem. I don't think we are cannibalizing our approach to regional unity, but Brexit perhaps was to blame for that kind of impression. And somebody last night was saying Europeans, and actually quick to say, when President Zelensky makes a surprise visit to visit Prince Charles and the House of Commons and addresses them and asking, in fact you are reminded of what Churchill once said during the Second World War, when he went to the US and said, give us the tools and we'll finish the job. I'm saying this as a background to what I'm just about to say. That as a nation, welcome sana ndugu Eugene Wamalo. Tumpigie makofi. And DAP and I think KANU are really represented. When I heard them saying KANU is going to state us, I started laughing. So, fellow Kenyans, because you are leaders, if you're not careful, you're going to follow. You're going to find your own constituents ahead of you. And that's where they are. We saw that in Jacaranda. I saw that in Kibra. You're most likely going to see that in Mavoko tomorrow. And therefore, as a leader, you need to ask your question. Do you want to lead or you want to be led by your own people? Something is grossly wrong with our country. But I draw a lot of satisfaction out of the fact that Constitution 2010 is in place. And so, if it was not that for Constitution, some of us would be in detention for sure. Therefore, Adams, those of our fellow countrymen who struggled for democracy in this country remain our heroes today. Because of them, we have now established a tradition where even if you are president, Ndugu Raila, if you are the president today, you will require William Ruto as leader of the opposition. I saw last night during the address of the State of the Nation by President Joe Biden, perhaps the biggest democracy in our Constitution, 2010, is fashioned in a very straight way, very strong way along the American Constitution. He had to go there and plead with the Speaker, who is Republican, after Nancy Pelosi left. You know, the Republicans have gotten the leadership of of the Congress. Now, William Ruto and his people did not have to cannibalize our majority. He could still have come and say, let's have a bipartisan approach. Joe Biden was there. This is a country we are in now. You cannot cannibalize democracy in this country. It will not happen. Not under Constitution 2010. Therefore, I just want to encourage us to be very strong and very focused. Very strong and very focused. I heard Wandai say that even if you are left 50 of you or 2 or 1, I think it's Junet who said even if it's 1, you are still the majority. This is the minority. But this is a team. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to encourage all of us tomorrow to toke namna hii tuende Mavoko. This will be a rally enough. Because as I told you, if you don't do that, if you don't decide in your own mind and your own spirit that you want to be part of the action, please do not blame your constituents when after 4 years or thereabouts, they throw you out. Do you think these people who went to State House today, the ones who went the other day, if there's an election to be called, would they really? Poor Jalong'o. In fact, I was looking for him. I'm still going to look for Jalong'o. Because he was here. We must also exercise tolerance. When somebody wants to say sorry, don't throw them out. I see that is a point of departure. I will not withdraw my remarks. I will not withdraw my remarks. But imagine the state of mind poor Jalong'o is in. Because Kibra now is his hostile ground. You know, you are supposed to enjoy your tour of duty as an MP for your constituency. Let me tell you, I must congratulate our brother Tim Wanyonyi, and I'll tell you why. His brother is Speaker of the National Assembly, but he is elected on an ODM ticket in Nairobi, and he's here, and he's not afraid. If anybody was to go to State House, surely Tim Wanyonyi should have been leading them. Because the Speaker is there. my brother who forgot his struggling brother when we were eating tear gas with him and Tinga. My friends, time is extremely of the essence. What you decide to do out of Manzoni today and tomorrow may shape your future positive progression in elective politics.